America's Pulse Network welcomes you to the Pulse Podcast. Today we've got a packed show, from breaking news to informative topics that will keep you well informed. So, please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the APN's The Pulse Podcast talks about, then please share the Pulse with others. During this episode of The Pulse, the host looks forward to your comments. Tonight's APN's The Pulse Podcast starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pulse Podcast, brought to you by the Great America's Pulse Network. Tonight, you're just going to have the Hammer and the Pirate on tonight. So I'll bring him on in a minute. The reason why we're all busy right now, as you know, I've been doing a lot less shows because I'm campaigning for Congress, as you can see in the background. And Alexandra, she is campaigning for people. She is a campaign manager for, I think, two different candidates. And Elena is off doing some, taking care of some family business. But I want to go into the breaking news. So it was the wrong title that popped up. That was probably because some got messed up before with the name of this show, but it was different. But the breaking news. If you look at the primaries that just happened in the last day or two, you have Francesca Hahn in Wisconsin, and she's a Democratic Socialist, and we'll get into all the stuff that she is for, and this is what the Democrats are stuck with. But that is breaking news that she actually won the primary. And then you have Abdul El Sayed, where apparently hundreds of thousands of his donations came from dozens of members with alleged terrorist ties. And we're going to talk about that and talk about what Bill Maher said about him and other things that Bill Maher said later in the show as well. So, but yeah, that's the breaking news for now. So with that, I'm going to go into my monologue before I bring Seth on. So it's a monologue. All right. So tonight we're talking about something that goes beyond politics, really. I mean, this isn't just about Republicans versus Democrats. It's about our country, where our country is headed, and whether the values that built America are being replaced by an entirely different vision. I think our forefathers will be rolling around in their grave right now. The first thing we're going to discuss is the growing influence of the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA. There was a time when ideas like abolishing police departments and ICE and embracing open borders were considered fringe positions. Today, some elected officials openly advocate for those ideas, and they're gaining influence inside the Democratic Party. So basically, we'll get to the title of the first segment. So we'll take a look at statements made by Wisconsin State Representative Francesca Hahn and what they tell us about the direction this movement wants to take our country. Whether you agree with those ideas or not, I think it's important to understand them, because these aren't just isolated incidents. These are voices that are actually talking about this, and it's spreading. I mean, they're becoming part of the political conversation. Our second topic is one that hits close to home for millions of families. For decades, young Americans were told there was only one path to success: go to college, take out loans, get a degree, everything else works itself out. So many people did. But for many years, many others, it didn't. Too many graduates entered the workforce carrying enormous debt to discover there weren't enough jobs in their field, or the salaries weren't what they expected. That's a real frustration, and it deserves to be acknowledged. I talked about it on many of my podcasts before. I didn't talk about it on the Pulse before. I talked about it on the Jersey Shore podcast, my podcast, and it's a real important thing, because it's changing the way the way the young kids see the United States and what they think they're owed. So where I think we need to have like real honest conversation is about what comes next. Some people have concluded that because the system disappointed them, someone else should pay for those choices, or that capitalism itself is the problem. I see it differently. America succeeds when people have opportunity, when we value skilled trades. I'm a skilled trade, carpenter's union, alongside college degrees. When we create good paying jobs and when people have the freedom to build something for themselves, we shouldn't pit one career path against another. We should expand opportunity. And so every American has a chance to succeed. And finally, we'll talk about my race in Congress here in New Jersey's first district. I'm not a career politician. I'm a builder. As I said, I'm in the carpenter's union. I spent my career solving problems, managing projects, working with my hands, and making tough decisions. Washington doesn't need more people who know how to campaign. It needs more people who know how to build. I'm running because I believe South Jersey deserves an independent voice, someone who answers to the people instead of political machines, special interests, or party bosses. Whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent, I want government to work better for the people who pay for it. And remember that we pay for it. They work for us, everybody. They don't control us. That's what the DSA people want. They want government to solve all their problems. But no, the government works for us. They do not make money. They take our money and they use it however they deem fit. I mean, yes, do we have a say in it? Because we have to vote the right people in that are going to represent their constituents. Yes, of course. But political parties, they rise and fall. But America has always been strongest when informed citizens, they stay engaged, they ask questions, they hold leaders accountable, and refuse to surrender their voice. And when I say hold leaders accountable, I was in Camden the other day, Camden City, and it's been under Democrat rule for 90 years. So when I was talking to the people, they're like, "Oh, you're a Republican." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, how's things going in Camden? Have you ever had a congressional candidate come up to you and ask you what you wanted?" They're like, "No." I said, "Has Donald Norcross ever done that?" They're like, "No." And I said, "Well, then why are you still voting Democrat?" I can't vote for an R. I'm like, "Well, are you happy with what's going on right now? Has anything changed over the years for you since you've been born and raised here?" They say, "No, not much. It's getting worse and worse." So I'm looking at them like, "Well, then why don't you, if your way's not working, why don't you try someone else's way for once?" Because Democrats have not done anything for that city in decades, almost a century. So, and I told them, I said, if you want to vote me out, it's a 2-year term. I'll probably run again, but if you don't like what I'm doing, vote me out. Give a Republican a shot, and all down ballot candidates as well. Why not? I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, you really have nothing to lose at this point. So it'll be one in communities, like ours, one informed voter, one engaged citizen, one conversation at a time. And that's basically the only way that we're going to win it here in New Jersey, because we are now looked at as the East Coast California, which, doesn't feel good. So, all right, let's bring on our host tonight, Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Reporter. So you have the Hammer, like I said, and the Pirate.
Yep.
But Seth is my man. He's great. He's awesome. I love his how he gets angry over things that aren't, because of what he knows they're not right, and when it's not right, he gets angry about it. So do I.
Yeah,
you should.
I'm excitable.
Yeah,
very excitable.
So how you doing, Seth?
I'm doing well. Before we jump into it, I wanted to give a really quick shout out to AB Luck Plumbing and Heating. They really got me out of a jam today, and I can't say enough about them. I mean, they saved my ass. So I just want to, again, it's A and B Luck Plumbing and Heating in Damascus, Maryland. If you live near them, great company, great employees, and like I said, they really bailed me out today, and I can't say enough good things about them. They took care of me. They're vet friendly, however you want to look at it. Great company. Use them if you can, if you're in the area. Definitely.
Awesome. So no, actually, I had before we get into the first segment, my air conditioner broke. It was during the when we had that huge heat wave, record heat.
Oh yeah.
104 degrees, and luckily I paid the extra like $30 a month for for PSA&G, that's what we have up here. Like if something breaks down, if they have to come and replace something,
Okay.
They won't replace the whole unit, but if there's a part, they'll come out and fix it for free. Well, not technically not for free because I'm paying an extra $30 a month. But here it was out of Freon, and they had to charge it. And he said, yeah, he's like, it takes like about 4 pounds of Freon. I said, what is it? He said, it's not covered under your package. And he said, it's like $200 a pound. And I'm like, oh man, $800. So we were standing in this room, and he looks in the wall and he goes, "Who's that?" And I said, "It's me." He goes, "Oh, you run for Congress?" He said, "Republican?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I know how to."
Nice.
So he didn't charge me for the Freon. So,
nice.
But,
and he gave you actual Freon, or did he give you R484?
It was R484. That's what it was. Yeah. So I just called Freon, whatever. Yeah, that's what it was. I don't think they do.
I remember a long time ago, a friend of mine's father was a HVAC guy, and it wasn't so long after they got rid of Freon, and my car AC had to be charged. I asked him, I said, I know you do HVAC. Is that the same thing as a car AC? He said, well, let me look at it. He goes, oh, it just needs to be charged. I'll charge it for you. And he put Freon in it. Froze me out of the car. That stuff got so cold. I could see like snow coming out of my dash. I loved it. It was so now you get this crap that's kind of cold, kind of.
Oh, we could have used it today, man. I was talking to our great producer earlier. It was so hot and humid here, and the rain came. It was it was bad.
I hate humidity.
Yeah,
this is with my hair.
Yeah, I can see it all curl up.
Yeah, it curls up. I don't get my locks flowing. It's not good.
So, all right, well, let's go into our first segment. We're going to play some clips. So this one is the DSA is not part of the party. It has become the Democratic Party. It has absolutely 100%, and they let them take it over. It's not not my fault, not your fault. It's their fault. They allowed it. They allowed them to go farther left. And they embraced it because they just want to keep their seats. But now it looks like a lot of them aren't probably going to keep their seats. They're going to get replaced by these left-wing loonies. I
think it's funny to watch the implosion. It's kind of comical. But like you said, they did it to themselves.
Yeah, they did. I mean, we have our own problems in this party. Of course we do. Yeah. I mean, not to that extent, but yeah. We do have. We have the Tucker Carlsons and the Candace Owenses that just went, and they're influencers too. That's
the scary part, yeah.
At least they're not running for office
yet.
Yeah. But people that follow them, so that could be an issue as well. So I want to play this first clip, and this is Francesca Hong. Now this woman is out of her mind. I mean, she really is. I don't know how she got even elected. Won the primary. I don't know. Let's just play this clip.
Now, CNN's Caitlin Collins asked her about this, and here's what she said.
Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef, and one of the first meals that I made that was for the community when I was 16 was a Thanksgiving meal. I always think my hospitality background in owning a restaurant for 7-8 years, that bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities. And so I think I wanted to make sure that people understood that there are multiple views, but views can evolve. And the position that I'm running for right now, and I think my background as a chef, will actually help me become a better governor that's able to bring more people to the table.
Now, Seth, does that not look like a psychopath to you? Now, the only time that Thanksgiving can be harmful to me is when I don't help my mom wash the dishes, at the end, so I get yelled at. Other than that, I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
I oh, gee, the stupidity is just unimaginable. I got no word for how stupid, just utterly stupid that whole statement was. We have to remember that Thanksgiving is painful for some people. Well, so is Tuesday. So we're gonna get rid of Tuesdays too? I mean, sometimes these people just need to shut up and just go, God, I am stupid as a bag of hammers. I need to stop talking in public.
It does. I'm be honest with you, Seth. It does scare the heck out of me, though. It really does.
Oh, no, I got you. It scares me.
People actually vote for these people. I mean, she won. I mean, there were a lot of people out there was like, "Oh, she's the one to be governor."
I'm gonna follow her.
Yeah. I mean, I know she has struggled with bipolar disorder and mental illness. No, nothing against that. I mean, people have that. My wife has struggled with it as well. But she just looked like I don't know. I just saying what she said looked like a psychopath. So I want to play this next clip for you. I'm going to let you decipher this for me.
Oh no. Okay.
Agree with the entire DSA national platform. What would you add to it if you could add something, or what do you think is missing?
I think there should be a right to self-determination, that everyone has the freedom to be themselves and that we're protecting communities and their right to be able to be.
Can you solve that riddle?
That was Hassan Piker.
Hassan Piker.
He is just a wet dick.
Yeah, and Ian Omar too.
Oh, she's a mutt. But yeah, that's pretty much what the Constitution says, doesn't it? I mean, you're free to be who you want to be and protect your community. I mean, so she's pro-Constitution. Is that what I'm supposed to get? Or she doesn't? She thinks she's being original by saying all that, and that, along with no more Thanksgiving dinners, makes her worldly and wise. I see these people are idiots. They are idiots.
Well, all of her deleted tweets now that the Thanksgiving one was deleted, but you can never delete them really. They still
it's always there.
Yeah,
like just pictures of me in a bikini, always there.
They believe in. I'm going to go look for it after this.
You don't want
to. But the things that they say, that they want wide open borders. They want to abolish the Senate. The Senate. You talk about the Constitution. People. What's the Constitution about that? Let's abolish the Senate. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's defund the Pentagon and the Department of War.
Let's do it.
Fund them. Sure, yeah. We'll leave our country wide open for anybody. So sure, no problem. Let's abolish prisons. Yeah, abolish prisons.
Stay with her on Thanksgiving since she's not going to be busy anyway because she's not cooking Thanksgiving dinner for anyone.
Yeah, exactly. But abolish prisons. Like abolish the police, abolish ICE. I mean, they just want to tear down the entire system of the United States of America.
Has she said what she wants to replace it with? Like, get rid of the police, and instead of police, let's do X, Y, Z. Has she said anything like that, or is it just get rid of everything?
No, just get rid of everything. I don't want to be wrong about this. I watched a lot of stuff on her. I watched the vice president of the DSA be questioned on, is this what you want? Is this what you want? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And there wasn't like a, well, what are you going to replace it with?
Okay.
In the interview.
I mean, there's nothing they could say to replace it with it. I'd be like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense to me. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
It seems like these people just deal with like the immediate now, like right now, let's do this. And then don't look past now to see how those decisions would affect down the road. I don't think they care about down the road.
Yeah.
I think it's more about in the minute, do I look good? Are my comrades all behind me cheering me on? If that's the case, then I'm going to keep talking like this. That's what I think they do. They deal with the immediate second, and that's what they talk to.
I would have more respect if they said, yeah, well, what we're going to replace it with is fairy dust and unicorns. At least they had something.
Yeah.
I would give them a little more respect by having something.
We're going to replace the police with Jedi Knights. And
yeah, exactly.
I mean, what can you actually say? I mean, if I were in that group, or that, like, I guess, press conference, that what she was having, and she's talking about, let's get rid of this, I would have stood up and said, you know what? You were the fucking stupidest person I've ever talked to. I have to leave the room because I feel my IQ draining. You were so stupid, it's contagious. And if anybody stays here, you're stupider than she is. And I hope you don't breed. And I would leave, because these people, it's just stupidity.
I know. I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around it. Like, I don't claim to be the smartest person in the room, but it just, I have common sense. And it's like, what? That's the only thing I have to say is, what? What did you
say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, there's nothing you can say about it. When she speaks, she says everything you need to say. Like, hey, keep talking. But like you said, unfortunately, people vote for her.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the punchline to come out.
Yeah, like, hey.
Hopefully it was a joke. I'm like, what's coming next?
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. People vote for those people, and that's frightening. I mean, how can anybody with an IQ above a flip-flop actually sit there and say, you know what, I agree, let's get rid of all the police. Let's get rid of all the prisons. That makes perfect sense to me. I don't see any problems at all with that ever. I think that will make the world a better place. I mean, is that what these people think that vote for? Like, hey, yeah, getting rid of prisons will make the world better.
I seriously think that they're in this to destroy the country.
They are.
That's what they want. They don't think it'll make it better for anybody. They think it will destroy the United States, and I think that's what it is. That's what they're looking to do.
And then what? They want to defund the Department of War? Why? Have they not turned on the TV in the last 6 years? Have they not seen what's going on everywhere else in the world except here? God, these people are stupid.
Yeah, and we were lucky with World War II. Like, we were kind of low on munitions. We weren't even pushing it, and because we were trying to stay out of that war. And then once we got involved after Pearl Harbor, we went in. If we would have had, it took us 3 years to like get our stockpile like to where we actually needed. That's how we won the war. Well, one of the reasons anyway. But we had to go there. It could have ended maybe even faster if we were already prepared for it.
Yes.
So it could have saved a lot of lives in the meantime. So
I mean,
better have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
I mean, nobody wants to go to war. Nobody's sitting in their room going, I can't wait to go kill folks. But like you just said, it's better to be ready than be unprepared.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And we're not fighting conventional wars anymore. We're not fighting countries, well, except for Iran, but they still don't follow Geneva Convention. We fight countries that use terrorists. So we need to be trained and have equipment that are geared towards unconventional warfare. It's not like it was in World War II where the enemy was in front of you in a uniform, you knew where they were, and you went and you got them. Now you don't know. They hide in schools and hospitals and neighborhoods, and they don't wear uniforms, and they don't follow the rules. So we have to adapt to what's going on around us. And unfortunately, everything's expensive now. And that's no one person's fault. So don't start saying, well, it's because of Trump. It's just the way things are. Things get expensive. And we can't just go, oh, we're good. We don't need to adapt anymore. We're fine. That's when you get attacked. When you think everything is good and you think you're perfect and you think you're good to go, that's when they come bite you on the ass. So no, we don't need to curtail anything. What we just need to do is, and I've said it before with you, shut off our borders, don't let anybody in for 5 or 10 years, take care of our own country, and then maybe start letting people trickle in. And that way we don't have to worry about anything else. Take care of us. There's no other country in the world where their people pay taxes to send their tax money to us. That doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. But here, we send our money everywhere. We need to stop doing that. Take care of our country.
Yeah. And you see what's happening in Spain, too.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it happened here under Biden, too. But
yeah, it did.
So, but I'm going to play the next clip. This is this one from Bill Maher. Now, Bill Maher, he's a Democrat. But he's
like on the fence.
He has some common sense now. Like
yes.
Before, he hated Trump, but then he went and met with Trump, and he actually said, "Hey, he's not a bad guy."
Yeah,
not that I agree with him, but he's not a bad guy. But he's like you said, he's on the fence of where it's at, and he talks about Francesca Hong, and he actually even said, "Was that every day it's getting worse." My God, wasn't trying to exposing corruption. Who's that? Donald. Thank you, Donald. And anybody, hey, like and subscribe, by the way, America's Pulse Network, and anyone that's watching, you can, whatever social media platform you're watching on, you can jump in the chat box and we'll see it. But Bill Maher, this isn't the clip, but he actually said, like, Islam is not the religion. It's not the. Talk about Islam and how bad it is. They said it's not the religion, but Islam, the system, the governing system, is not compatible with Western civilization.
It's not compatible with anything until they take it over and twist it.
Yeah. So and then it's not, and they're taking over a lot of the West. You know, they are, and nothing against the religion, like Bill Maher said. You know, it's nothing about the religion. It's just their governance and their Sharia law. And all that stuff. It's not compatible with the West at all. And,
no.
But I mean, you look at Dearborn, Michigan. Wow, I've seen that. I'm like, it's it. No, I don't mind. I don't care if Muslims live in this country, you know. But anybody that comes to this country, you have to assimilate. You know, and you could still have your go to your mosque and choose go what the heck is the name? The church, whatever. I just go up to
Everyone goes to church.
Yeah. It's like, Catholics and Christians go to your church, whatever. Do your thing. It's fine. I'm okay with that. But you still have to assimilate to the culture.
Yes.
And that's what I'm afraid that we're losing. But I'm going to play this clip by Bill Maher because I'm surprised he's pushing this even further now.
Okay.
Hong, yet another major Democratic candidate who's all in on abolishing the police and is running for governor of Wisconsin, says, I think that my perfect world would be a world without prisons because we all see the humanity in one another and then we know nobody's disposable. Well, murder victims are. I mean, if you heard this kind of nonsense coming out of the mouth of a teenage beauty queen, it would be an eye roll.
So, it's like, come on. I mean, I never had an issue with Bill Maher, other than the fact, but he was just, he's a Democrat and whatever, disagreed with Republicans, and I didn't agree with kind of policies he go down, but I think he's realizing, hey, we got hijacked by the DSA. We're screwed.
My father was a police officer, and I grew up around police officers, so I love police officers. I'm not to the point where I think all cops are gods. I understand there's people behind the badge that shouldn't be. I get it. My father would agree. There's people that carry a gun and have a badge that shouldn't be, like any profession. But to get away with the only profession that's out there to protect us from the bad guys, that's what they do. They go find bad guys and arrest them, and they deal with the shit that most people can't. I mean, they see more crap in a year than most of us see in our entire lives. To get rid of that is beyond stupid. That's naivety. That's thinking, we don't need them because everybody loves everybody. But there's like a murder every 18 seconds or some crap like that in this country.
Yeah.
You got human trafficking, you got drugs, you've got assaults, you've got all sorts of things. And to think that would just magically stop because we got rid of the police and prisons is stupidity. I don't know what kind of thought process goes into that. Like, how do you get to that in like logically thinking? I don't understand that at all.
I'll tell you in the next segment, but I still have one more clip to play. Let's roll this clip.
Say it, since the far left, the far left, is overwhelmingly made up of affluent, ultra-woke white people, you raised your kids wrong. You told your precious brats that every brain fart was genius, and now those brain farts are becoming Democratic Party
So that's going to definitely lead us right into the next segment. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll go on the next segment because that was the perfect segue into this one.
I liked it a lot. I like it a lot.
America's Pulse Network. Amplify your voice with the premier conservative podcast network. Are you a standard bearer for liberty, free markets, and traditional values? Stop fighting the algorithms alone. Join a powerhouse community of like-minded creators dedicated to uncensored truth and professional growth. Here is why to partner with us. Who are we looking for? Ready to scale your podcast? Then apply today to protect your voice and grow your audience.
America's Pulse Network. During this episode of The Pulse, the host looks forward to your comments. If you like what the APN's The Pulse podcast talks about, then please share The Pulse with others.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to segment number 2. This is the Entitlement Generation, and this title of this Pulse podcast is The Socialist Shift. So that's why I want to segue into the Entitlement Generation from what Bill Maher said at the last clip. Because if you look at it, most of these kids that went to college, they went to college, and I'll say it again, for lesbian dance theory or underwater basket weaving, and then get charged so much money. I mean, I wrote an article a long time ago, about a year ago. It was about the socialist college scam, and basically, back in the '60s, when LBJ changed the loans, banks used to give you loans, but banks, you get a loan from a bank, they assess the risk, and they want to see, how if they're going to be able to pay it back. What are they going to school for? So because they want their money back. When LBJ changed it into government loans, Bill Clinton pushed it further. Obama sealed the deal on it. So you can go to college for the rest of your life. You want to apply for college right now, you get a loan, and then you can keep going until the day you die, and then just rack up all that debt. So basically, what it is the government reaching in your pocket, taking your money, and saying, "Hey, we're giving it to this person who could be a moron, like the videos we just saw, and say we're going to send them to college on your dime, and then they'll have to pay us back eventually, but then they can't, and then they get frustrated, they get mad. They're like, oh, I should be owed this. This. I mean, why am I not getting this? Whatever, because you went to school for underwater basket weaving. I don't know what to tell you.
Expect.
Yeah. I mean, but if you see the rate of inflation and the rate of, I had a graph a while ago on played on my podcast, but it was incredible. The inflation rate, goes up since the '60s to like almost normally. It spikes with Carter and and Biden, but then once these loans started, you see the rate of what it costs to go to college. Yeah, it was almost like a straight line up.
Yes,
because they knew they were getting. Oh, the government paid for it. Oh, we're going to raise the college. We're going to get this class and this class and that class. And tell them it's the best thing since sliced bread. You got to go and take this one. And they get out. They get out of college. They can't get a job. They're in tons of debt, and that's why we have this movement of these, entitled kids. They go, well, I deserve this. How come I didn't get a shot? Well, you made the wrong choice. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Your parents didn't, raise you right. I don't know.
It
happens. But yeah, is it? But the thing is, they want the government to take care of them. And my point is, it's the government that did it to you, by giving you government loans to go to school for as long as you want, for things that you're never going to get a job for, and be able to pay back that loan. So
it's, like I said, it's an entitlement thing. That, like Bill Maher was saying, mom and dad never corrected them. Never told me that was, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. That makes no sense. That was a dumb move. You should have thought it through. Nobody wants to do that. And it goes to, I think the big problem is parents want to be friends. They don't want to be parents. They want to be buddy with their kids. So everything is cool. Everything's fine. Mom or dad, I want to, go to college to take pizza making. That's a great idea. You should do that. Follow your dreams. And then they end up writing greeting cards for Hallmark, making $25 an hour. And they're like, well, I can't pay all my loans off. Well, someone should have told you along the way that was a dumb idea to take pizza making as a college course. That's stupid.
Yeah, Professor Chef Boyardee was the one to teach the class either.
And I'm like you. When I ran for Board of Education where I live, my big whole push was trade schools. Go to trade school. Push trade school as much as you push college. Make it just as important as you would college. I mean, and I'm not, and I'm going to say something that'll offend people. You know what? I'm pretty used to that. Think of it this way. If tomorrow all the lawyers were gone, would that affect your life in a great big way? Now think about the same thing, but now all the trash men are gone. Is that going to affect your life in a big way? We have to start looking at every job as important. And we got to start telling kids. I've heard people tell kids when they walk by a construction site, if you don't graduate college, this is where you'll be. You know what? That son of a bitch is probably making $200,000 a year. He's probably got a better life than you. And he enjoys what he's doing. He's outside. He's not sitting at a desk. We got to tell these kids that are going to college for basket weaving and stupid shit that will never pay for anything. Use your head. Do you really think down the road lesbian dance theory is going to pay the bills? I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. If you tell me yes, I'm going to hit you in the head with a brick.
Or gender study theories.
Anything like that.
That's a real one, too.
I know. It's pathetic. But parents got to start being parents. We got to start holding kids accountable. That's a whole other show we could do for like 10 hours, accountability. But when you don't hold somebody accountable, if they think everything they do is right. So they don't make this. They don't make course corrections. They don't self-correct themselves because, hey, if no one held me, if no one told me this was wrong, I must be right. So that's how they get to the position where they're like, well, what do you mean I can't make $1 million a year under, with my lesbian dance theory PhD? Well, that's not right. Now you owe me because, it's your fault I'm not making this money. People just got to be held accountable. There's nothing wrong with being held accountable. That would prevent a lot of the crap that's going on in this country now.
Yeah,
the vast majority of it.
Yeah, and let them get away with it. And sometimes it might not even be the parents too. I mean, a lot of it is like the Morris probably said, but it just, for instance, personal one for me. My wife, she went to college after we were married. She was working for the county, and she's like, I want to get a better job and do something.
Good for her.
So I went with her, and we sat down with the college counselor, and and she said, what are you looking to do? Well, my wife was interested in law, not to become a lawyer.
Right, I got you.
But she was looking at like forensic science, and she was looking at paralegal. So then the counselor said, well, yeah, paralegal, that'd be great for you. You do all the work for me, you do all the research and stuff.
Yeah.
So
they make good.
She went for almost over 5 years because she went at night.
Right.
Because we had my daughter first, and then so she went part-time, after work, and graduated with honors. And when she graduated, she goes to get her first job, and first law firm, the second law firm, the third law firm, and the fourth law firm said, well, you need 2 years of experience, to make any kind of money. Because they said she was going to make at minimum $70,000 a year, but if you get a really good law firm, you can make $150, and all that.
Right.
So they said, well, you need minimum 2 years of experience. We'll start you off as a legal secretary, and you make $11 an hour. And my daughter was an infant. And I'm like, that doesn't even pay for daycare. We'll be losing
shit.
Yeah, and I'd rather have my wife raise my child than daycare. I mean, if she was making big money, then we'll find a really good daycare, and so, but yeah. So we sat down with A friend of my father's is a lawyer, and I'm a friend of mine as well. And we went to his office, and he's like, "Why in the heck would she go to college for paralegal?" I'm like, "That's what they sold us on." I said, I was thinking about him. Yeah, it's going to be a prestigious job, and they're like, "Yeah, you make this, make that." He's like, "No." He's like, "None of my paralegals went to college." He's like, "They started working here and they became a paralegal, and they make decent money." He said, "But you don't have to go to college for that." I'm like, "Son of a bitch." So,
I did not know that.
I'm looking at the $50,000 debt that I got to pay off now. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I mean, I could see going to college for like medical, like a doctor or something like that that's very technical. Yes, I can understand you can't just go, "Hey, I'm going to go work at the hospital part-time and learn how to do heart surgery." I understand that. You can't do that. That makes sense. But I think like practical things like paralegal or, computer IT stuff, I think that stuff you shouldn't have to go to college for. You just go apprentice. Work with somebody who's been doing it for years and just learn from them, because that's all you're really doing at college is learning from somebody who's done it for years. But you're paying an exorbitant amount of money to do that.
Yeah, that's why the trades too. I mean, I was going to bring it up in the next segment, talk about New Jersey and all that stuff, but my race. But that's one of the things on my platform. I wanted to bring Votex back because we don't have them anymore. Because when I went to LaSalle College High School, it's a college prep school on the East Coast. It was one of the most prestigious schools in the country. And I don't know how, they must have messed up my test. I got a full academic scholarship to go there. So, but 99% of every student that went there in my class went to college. I didn't. Now, part of the reason was I was a troublemaker too. But I graduated, I did well in school. But I was like, no, I want to go to work first. And then I'll go to college later. And after that, I was like, living in Philly and hanging out with friends. And then I wanted to get into trades. I followed in my father's footsteps. I became a union carpenter. And then after that, I worked my way up to foreman. I was superintendent. And I managed multi-million-dollar projects. So I make good money. And I make more money than most of the kids I went to school with.
I believe it.
That went to college that have $100,000, debt that they have to pay back. Now, a lot of them got really good jobs because they were smart kids and they
But they still got debt.
Yeah, exactly. I went in the Carpenters Union. Hey, guess what? You don't have to pay for any of it. You go to school. Well, Philadelphia does different than New Jersey, but it's basically the same thing. So you go to school for 1 day a week, throughout the year, and you work the other 4. And the hall actually gives you a little, depending on what year of your apprenticeship is, the hall gives you a check. You might get for your first year, for the day you're in school, $8 an hour. And then when your second year apprentice, you might get $12 an hour when you're in school. But it comes out of my dues.
Right.
I'm a journeyman, so it goes into that. That's why we pay our dues for the union, because it pays for the apprentices, and they don't have to pay anything. So you go to school for free, and while you're working, and then once you're done, you graduate after 4 years. Well, it's 5 years now. Then you're still working.
Yeah.
You just turn into a journeyman, and like, I'm a journeyman now. So all the guys on the job the journeyman have to stop calling you're lower than well, shit. Because they say you're an apprentice, you're lower than well shit. You know lower well.
Go give me a call.
So, but then when you become a journeyman, like, no, we can't say that anymore. And then the new apprentices, you pick on them. It's like having an older brother and then getting a younger brother.
I mean, I knew guys that were in the Navy that were corpsmen, which is a nurse in the real world. Were in the Navy for like 6, 12 years or 10 years. And as soon as they got out of the Navy, I don't know if you still could do this, but when I was in, they could. They'd get out and go home to whatever state they lived in, challenge the boards, and get their nursing certification because they had practical experience, like being an apprentice. They had been doing what people were paying thousands and thousands of dollars to learn. They were doing and getting paid for. So when they walked in and there was 45 applicants for the job, they normally got it because, hey, you've done all this before. This is not book stuff for you. This is real world stuff for you. So, we definitely want you because training you will be so easy. You already know this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm big on trade schools and doing the military. I mean, Granted, the military is not for everybody. I get it. I'm not, but trade school, the military, you learn, get out. If you're in the military, you'll be paid to learn. You walk out with practical experience. You're going to find a job easy. If you're in trade school, you learn what you're going to do. You get out, very, very low debt. Most trade schools will help you find a job, and then you're good. I don't understand why people don't grasp that.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go get hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and then start off making less rather than go get a little less debt, guaranteed job forever? Because you're a carpenter, dude. People will always need stuff built.
Yeah.
No matter what, people will need built a roof. You will always have a job.
Yeah.
Lawyer, maybe not.
Until one day they create robots and actually.
Well, that's true.
But that's far. I'll be long gone by then.
But yeah, you're right. It's just it's entitlement. I got a college degree, so I deserve $1 million a year.
Yeah,
it's not how the real world works, man.
No, I know. And back to the trade schools, and that's why I want to implement it in high schools. It's like taking a language. You're in high school, you can pick French or Spanish, whatever you want to do. But you can pick a plumbing, you can pick carpentry, you can pick HVAC, whatever it is. If that's what you want to get into, if you're in school, speaking of college,
I don't think she did.
Well, probably not. Well, she has the money to pay them off. It's worth like $20 million.
Yeah, some crazy crap like that.
But yeah, but it's like you can pick a trade when you're in high school. So if it's a 4 or 5 year apprenticeship to go through, you already took it for 2 years in high school. Maybe you can knock a year or two off your apprenticeship. You could start at a higher rate coming out the door, because the way they do it, they increase your basically. I'll just say for easy numbers, it's a lot more than this. Start off the first year apprentice, $10 an hour. Then you go to the second year, it's 20, and the third year it's 30, and then fourth year it's 40, and then your journeyman and it's 50. But it's actually more than that,
right?
But I'm just saying, making for easy math. That's how every increase that you get, it comes as you're working, and you move up, and it's the way it works, and it's not bad. Sometimes, but you have to work. And you can't be one of the schlubs out there that gets laid off all the time and has to go back to the hall and ask for a job. And, but some people that don't care, they collect unemployment, they're the bums of the trade.
Well, there's bums everywhere, man.
They're like, this is the best part-time job you can ever have. He's like, I work for, 6 months and collect unemployment for 6 months. I'm like, whatever. To each their own, but still.
Well, yeah, it was like today 2 days ago, to explain why I was talking about the plumbers earlier, my well pump went out. I had no water at all. And I checked the pressure switch, did all the stuff I knew how to do. If those guys weren't around and as banged up as I am, there was no way I could have fixed it. No way in hell I could have done a well pump by myself, or even with my son. My well's 120 feet deep. I couldn't have hand pulled that out. I couldn't. So we need more trades. I think was Mike Rose saying there's not enough people in the trades right now. There are more open jobs in the trades. We have people training for them. That guy could have charged me $30,000, and I'd have gladly paid it if I had it, because I couldn't do it. There was nothing I could do. People just, like I said, people need to grasp the concept of it's. So what, you get your hands dirty? So what, you're outside? So what, it's hard work? You're being paid for your time. There's no carpenter I know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that's working for minimum wage.
No.
Because nobody else but a carpenter can really do the intricate stuff, and you need them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get hate mail from people like, oh, you're just knocking on college. I went to college. I'm not knocking on college. Don't get me wrong. And I don't think Damon's knocking on college either. We're just saying that's not the only way.
Some people are built for it and some are not.
Exactly.
Doctors,
and if you went to college, God bless you. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. If you went to trade school, God bless you. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. But we're just saying that there's not just one path. There's many. And if you take one path like college, that's where you get the entitlement from a lot of people. I've never heard anybody out of a trade school saying, well, I'm owed this, or you need to do this for me. I've never heard that from a blue collar guy. I always hear that from the white collar guys.
Yeah. And then that study just came out, the poll that just came out about Most of the people that are part of their socialist and democratic social America are typically wealthy, white, young people that went to college and can't get the job in the field they went to. And so they're like, oh, well, then we have to do this. The government should give it to me then. So that's how they were recruited into that.
Too much free time on their hands.
Yep, exactly. Well, it's called meritocracy. So, and I wish I had this clip. I saw it earlier and I forgot to put it in because I was rushing to get the show together. But I mean, this girl was talking about how capitalism stops innovation, and I'm like, and she was at home with her parents. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. So you're home, you're bitching about capitalism. So then go out and create something. Then let me see what you're going to do, because no, capitalism promotes innovation.
Yeah.
Because go create something and you're going to get paid for it. You're going to make things better and people will want your product. You know, it was the complete opposite of the smartest thing I've ever heard. It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, sometimes I just want to, I'm listening to my earbuds on the way home from work. I'm driving home and I'm like, what'd she just say? I'm like, what?
Wreck the car.
I'm like, looking to see if she's in the car next to me. I'm like, no. But it's, I mean, come on, people. I mean, I'm always joking, but still, it's common sense. I mean, it is.
You'd think it is. You would think that. You would think people have enough common sense to understand that makes no sense.
Yeah.
But they don't. There are more. I don't think there's more. I think there's a lot of people out there that believe that. I think there are more people that realize that's dumb. I don't even want to listen to you. But I think there's just enough people that believe it that will make everything harder for everybody else.
Well, this girl has 5 million followers on TikTok.
There's no accounting for taste, man.
Yeah. I got like 3.
But they're a solid 3, man. It's all bad. It's not quantity, it's quality. You got 3 solid followers. That's great.
So, well, we got, I think we had 2 clips to play in this one. And this is what it leads to, with the girl that I was talking about just now and everything else that we've been talking about. And this is what people are really looking to again. So let's roll this next clip.
And we must
oh my God,
allow for a real conversation about revisiting certain things. For example, and I know this is going to be controversial coming from me in particular, we need to revisit the Electoral College. We need to revisit the point of expanding the court to 13 justices like we have 13 district courts. We need to revisit, if they so want, statehood for Puerto Rico and D.C.
Well, Seth, so with that being said, we're going to go revisit those things, and I rented a short bus, so it's going to pick her up, and then we'll swing by, and everyone's going to go take her to revisit it all.
So, good. She'll enjoy it. Give her a lollipop.
And her and AOC, who Senator John Kennedy, who I love, says AOC is the reason they put directions on shampoo bottles. Yeah. So they're the front runners for Democrats for president.
Are you really surprised? I mean, really, are you?
Sadly, I'm not surprised, but sadly, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's nothing to be like, oh, I knew it was coming. It's more like, oh, God damn it, I was right. Sure.
It's like I feel so bad for John Fetterman.
Yeah, I think his days are numbered. I don't think he'll get reelected. I think they've put the kibosh on his career. Unfortunately, I mean, it's kind of, like you say, he's got common sense. They don't like it. He can think for himself. They don't want that.
Yeah, he has common sense. I don't agree with all of his policies. That's why he's a Democrat, but still. But I don't even want him to become a Republican. He was tossing it around, and people were asking him to. I want him to stay a Democrat. Like, dude, save your party. Bring some common sense back to them. I mean, like, if you stay a Democrat and just try to take over, because at least you can have a conversation with a Republican and we can work some stuff out. And,
be someone you can talk to on the side, but they're going to get rid of him.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
So, but there was that one, and then we have this is next. Now this is going back to Sam Piker, that scumbag.
He's
a
douche.
Utter scumbag. He's a grifter, and he hates his country. But this is. I don't like James Carville, but
he's another raging lunatic.
Yeah, the raging Cajun, as they call him. So, but at least he's finally seeing like what's going on here in my party. At least has a little bit of common sense at this point.
I'll give you that.
A little drip of it.
Yeah, he's got a little bit.
Yeah, so I play this clip.
So where should Democrats draw the line on this stuff?
To talk about the larger Democratic Party post the election in Michigan going forward, I am not going to be in the same party with Hassan Piker. I can tell you that right now. If he becomes a force in the Democratic Party, I'm out of here. I have no intention of ever being in the same political party with them.
Well, becoming independent, because I don't think we're going to have you over in the welcoming arms in the Republican Party.
No. But he's right. I mean, we have to treat Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, the Hodge twins, all the other people. We have to treat them like that. They're not helping the party.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, and you got what, Marjorie Taylor Greene now?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought she wanted out.
Yeah, I know.
Now she's out. She can't wait to get back in. I mean, these people are addicted to power. They're addicted to the title.
That's what threw me through a loop with her, by the way. First I liked her. She seemed like she was on the right path. I agreed with stuff that she said. And all of a sudden, like Carlson and Owens, she just went a different route. And then she didn't even wait till she was termed out. She quit ahead of time.
Yep.
I'm like, what's that about? Like, what? So where you really, I don't know. It just.
Well, I think what did her in was when Trump refused to endorse her or pulled his endorsement back from her. I think at that moment she lost her crap and just, well, I'm going to go home. I'm taking my toys and leaving. And that was the end of her. She was, what's the saying? Health have no fury as a woman scorned. Yeah. She's still not over it. She's still holding on to that. And that's her problem. But it doesn't excuse her BS now, but I can kind of see where she's coming from. She's hurt. Okay, great. Get over it. You're a goddamn adult. But yeah, the Carlson Tuckers, the Candace Owens, we have to distance ourselves from them. Yeah. There's no other way to put it. And if you follow Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens, and I'm speaking for myself, get your goddamn head examined. Nothing they've said has come true. Nothing. What Tucker Carlson said, the Israeli police detained me at the airport, that was proven false. Then he said that Mossad agents were arrested in Qatar for a bombing plot. Qatar even said that was BS. That never happened. Everything he said has been BS. Candace Owens thinks Charlie Kirk went to the Mutant Academy for X-Men or some crap like that, and he was a time traveler, and the Egyptians were trying to kill her, and everybody was in on his. These people are insane, and if you listen to them, you're enabling them. You're enabling the insanity.
You're right about that.
You got Damon, you got me, you got Alexander, you got Elena, you've got hundreds of other podcasters that really, well, maybe I should pull myself out of this group, are sane and they're approachable and you can talk to them and they don't go off on these wild conspiracy theories. And we have a hard time pulling an audience. I don't understand. People are like, we need to change. Well, then be that change. Stop following the same fools that are feeding you BS about time travelers and mutant academies and countries coming after them because they're that important. Stop following these people. Start following people like, Damon, me, and other podcasters that are trying to keep everything normal.
Yeah.
Trying to stick to facts. Yeah, we offer our opinions, but our opinions are still in the realm of reality. I'm not saying, well, Damon, he's running for Congress because he's traveled to the future. And in 2193, he's seen the horrible outcome that happens when the aliens invade. So he's trying to head it off now by running for Congress. We don't do crap like that. Come on, people. You want change? Be change.
I do have Thor's hammer. No one else can pick it up but me.
I've tried. I can't. I couldn't. He ain't lying.
So, but yeah, I don't know, man. We got to do better.
We have to, and we can.
Yeah. So that's why I'm running for Congress, and then we're going to get into that in the next segment. So let's take a quick break here. Oh no, no, that's it. The videos are over. Well, there's one more in the next one. It's a fun one. We'll end
cool.
it. So we'll take a quick break.
Hey, it's great to be on with you. This is a great podcast. It's a lot of fun, and it's informative, and it's real information. It's none of the frills and none of the nonsense that you hear on the legacy media. Just telling the story of what's happening right now. It's what I do with my newsletter that I get out to anybody who wants to see it. It's what you're doing with this podcast. America needs to know what the real deal is, and you're the real deal.
America's Pulse Network. During this episode of The Pulse, the host looks forward to your comments. If you like what the APN's The Pulse podcast talks about, then please share the Pulse with others.
Everyone, welcome back to our last segment here, and this is the fight for South Jersey. And thank you, Congressman Drew, for the comments there. I still hate that video of me because it's when we got killed with snowstorms, and my company does snow removal too. So we'll pull off the job and we'll work 24 hours straight. They have contracts with the city of Philadelphia, and I was out all night freezing. And then the Van Drew interview was coming up, and I was like, I'm not missing this. So I had to rush home, come in. My wife had my shirt ready for my tie. I'm sitting there, my face is all swollen as soon as it hit the heat. I'm I got through it though. but I was so uncomfortable. And then as soon as I was done, I got off and I started taking my shirt off, and I said, I put my clothes. Like, where are you going? I said, back to work. I got to head back to Philly. So, damn. But yeah, so I still got it done, whatever it takes.
Hell yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
That's a great guy. He's running for re-election. He was going to be my fundraiser tomorrow, but he's going to make it to the next one. He's stuck in D.C. They're trying to pass that SAVE Act. I seen something pop up on my phone. I don't know if they got anything done.
Right.
But I don't know if it was something with one of the alerts with what's going on. So hopefully they make some headway with it. They get that SAVE Act passed.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
We're going to have a lot of trouble in Norcross when it passes the SAVE Act, and all the illegals aren't going to be voting for you. So that's the thing. So this is Save South Jersey. Now, as you know, I'm running for Congress in New Jersey's 1st District. So it covers Camden County, majority of Gloucester County, 2 towns of Burlington. And it's a tough race against Donald Norcross. Donald Norcross is the incumbent. He's been in for a long time, career politician, has millions of dollars, most powerful family in the state of New Jersey, one of the most powerful families in the country. So, and his family members were indicted on 13 counts of racketeering. Not that long ago, they beat it. Not to say, just putting it out there. I'm not saying they're guilty or they were found not guilty, but you don't get indicted for 13 counts of racketeering without some, no one just goes in and says, I don't like these guys. I want to indict them. And the judge says, yeah, sure. Here's the warrant.
You're fine.
You gotta come with some evidence.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just saying. So, but yeah, so the reason why I'm running for Congress is because I never, and Seth, as you know this, but I'm just talking to whoever's listening right now, I never grew up wanting to be a politician. Right. I never thought about it, never did. Then I had my kids and Biden got elected. So, and then I was already following politics pretty heavily at the time. But when Biden got elected, I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. and it got bad. So then a friend of mine, he makes websites, and he lives down in North Carolina now, and he called me up and said, "Listen, I'm tired of hearing you talking about it." He's like, "If you run for Congress, I'll make you a website." And I'm like, "Congress? What are you, nuts? I'm trying to start just a little bit smaller, like the first run for office, like straight for the United States House of Representatives." And so I dismissed him. I'm like, "There's no way." And then the next day, and this is OBS, I was driving home from my job in Princeton. I was building a building in Princeton, New Jersey. Pull over to get gas. There's a guy out there. He's got a clipboard. He's collecting signatures. You know, that we talked about that signature thing before. And he wanted me to sign. We had a great conversation. And I'm like, "Buddy, I love what you're saying." I said, "I can't vote for you. I can't sign or vote for you. I don't live in this district. I'm down further south in District 1. And he's like, "Well, you should run for Congress. You seem pretty passionate about it." So I'm driving home on 295, and that's what happened. Hit me. I'm like, "That's two people 2 days in a row who's challenged me to run for Congress." Came home, told my wife, "I'm running for Congress, and I'll save you what she actually said to me." You know, so, but then she said, "Well, how are you going to do it?" I said, "I'm going to figure it out." I did. So that's where I'm at now.
That's cool.
I once before, and now I've won the primary this time, and that's where I'm at. I always go by, everyone asks me why I'm running, and it's not just for my kids, for the future of everyone else's kids and their grandkids, and future of the state of New Jersey, future of this country, because I care about it. You know, I got Ronald Reagan's speech right there on my wall over there, one of my favorite speeches. And I also have the favorite quotes on the wall over there from Edmund Burke, that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. So that is why I'm running. You can go to my platform and see it. It's at votedamongaldo.com. And it's hard to raise money too. So as a Republican in the East Coast, California, New Jersey. So how's Tim making out? And
after talking to Alexander, he's doing very well. I think he's got a pretty good, more than pretty good chance of winning the election. And he deserves it. I mean, he is citizen centric. He's more concerned about people than he is about his own path to whatever. He's happy helping, and I think that's going to resonate with people, and I think they'll support him, just like you. I mean, you're not looking to the next step; you're looking at it right now. You know, what can I do now in this position? And I think that's what a lot of people need. They need to stop looking about the career politicians and start looking for the new blood. I mean, change is good most of the time. I mean, nothing can stay stagnant and grow. It just can't happen. So if you vote for the same people over and over and over and over again, that's why nothing changes. They've shown you what they're going to do. So you need to get new blood in there. You need to get fresh ideas. You need to get people who aren't locked in to politics. You need people who are willing to, go out on the limb and do things. And that's why I think you and Tim and Justin have a really good shot. I really do. I can't see any reason not to. It's not like, hey, we're going to hear a news report tomorrow that, Damon likes to wear women's clothes and parade around the house and be called DeAndre. We're not going to find any scandals coming. Nothing like that's going to happen. And if that's what you do, that's fine.
Now someone's going to make an AI video of this.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I want to. If you do make the AI video, I want to see it. But yeah, I mean, stop voting for the same people over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. That's the definition of insanity. If you don't like the way things are, vote out the incumbent, because that's why things are the way they are. They're the incumbent. They're the ones there. And what I really hate is when the incumbent's talking, and like this, I'll just use the SAVE Act as an example, but that's not what I really mean. They go, you know what? I really want to get the SAVE Act passed. So if you reelect me, I'm going to work on getting it passed. I'm going to put an effort into getting it passed. Well, then what have you been doing the last 4 years? Have you just been treading water and now it's important to you? Don't fall for that next election. If you reelect me, I'll do that. Don't fall for that. They've been there already and haven't done it yet. Why do you think they're going to do it now?
You're right.
It's that simple.
Thank you, Donald, by the way. Are you predicting we're going to win the the general as well?
Well, here we go. If you recall, I predicted. Yes, he did. Can you predict some winning lotto numbers, Donald? I'd give you at least $20 if you give me good numbers. But yeah, stop voting for the same people over and over and expecting a different outcome. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You need new people. And like Damon just said, if you elect them and you don't like them, you vote them out.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you got to do. People talk about term limits. We have term limits. They're called votes. Election day. You don't like somebody, you vote them out.
Yep.
I just don't understand people. I don't like the way things are in Jersey. And they vote for the same people again. And then they say the same things the next year. I don't like the way things are in New Jersey. Hey, McFly, do you not understand that you're the problem? Do you honestly think it's the politician or the person that keeps voting for him that's the problem?
No, you're absolutely right with that. And the thing is, like I said, when I had the conversation with the people in the city of Camden, like, oh, I vote Democrat and this, that, and the other. But I said, oh, speaking of the devil, I was just about to mention Justin Murphy. Justin Murphy's calling me.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Hey, Justin, I got you on speaker right now. I'm in the middle of the podcast, the Pulse podcast, and we were just talking about you.
Hey, I'm glad I called in. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
So we have
Justin coming back from a nice event up in Sussex County. I was up there twice this week, putting a lot of miles on the car.
So everyone that's listening, this is Justin Murphy. He's running for U.S. Senate against Cory Booker in the state of New Jersey. And we had Donald on here saying that if you recall, I predicted, Galdo and Justin would win and he won the primary, and he's predicting that we're going to win in the general as well.
Well, I like that prediction, and I sure hope it comes true.
It's funny. We just mentioned your name. Seth just brought you up, and we're just.
How was the show tonight? All good?
Yeah, it's going well. Yeah.
I've managed to keep my clothes on, so we're going in the right direction.
Who was on with you? Anybody?
It's Seth and I. It's the Pulse, but Elena has some family stuff, and Alexander's out there campaign managing, and so it's just me.
Well, very good. How was the national night out the other night? All good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Actually, I wanted to tell everybody this too. I was getting to that after we were talking about you. We went to National Night Out, and Donald Norcross was there, my opponent.
Nice.
Now, I did not know he was there. I pulled in, and we set up our tent and the signs and everything else, and so I stayed by the tent. And people were coming by, and I had a couple of people that are volunteers there. They were going out and handing out flyers to people, and they came back and said, "Oh, Norcross is a tent on the other side." I said, "Is he there?" And they're like, "No, it's not. He's got a couple of young kids that are there, but he had like a little stage set up too." So whenever I looked, I didn't see him. And I thought, okay, well, I guess he's not here because there's a lot of national night outs all over. Every town has one.
Yeah, we have one here.
So, and this one was a fundraiser for the police too. So to get a table is like $350 to have a table there because it raised money for the police department. So a lot of cops were there. So anyway, on the way out, a lot of great people came by. We talked to them, and when I left, there was groups of police officers on every corner as you were leaving. So I said, I'm gonna pull over. I got out of the car. I started giving them flyers, started talking to them. And this one woman that came up to my tent, I gave her some lawn signs because she said she wanted to help volunteer. So she was talking to a group of police officers with my lawn signs in her hand. So I went up there. I said, "What, are you promoting me already?" I said, "You're doing a great job." And she's like, I just got you 4 votes right here. And it was the one police officer said, "Yeah, I was voting that way anyway." He said, "F Donald Norcross." He said,
that's awesome.
He said, "I was told to reserve this parking spot for him." He pulls up with his driver, and he said, "We're not parking there. We're parking over here." And he just went right through the police barricade like it didn't matter. And he said, I'm not going to say what it is, and I was like, all right. I said, "He was here?" I said, "I would look for him. I didn't see him. He didn't come over by my tent." I said, man, I would love to challenge him to a debate. I would have walked right up to him and asked him.
Fist fight.
But I missed him. But I know he had to see my tent there, or at least his people did.
Oh yeah.
But Donald, I'm challenging you to a debate if you're watching this.
Yeah, has he scheduled any?
No. He won't even do.
How about Damon? I talked to David Wildstein at the New Jersey Globe and see if he can try to goad him into one.
Yeah, I don't know about the Globe. Not sure. Debate on America's Pulse Network, but we'll have Wildstein. He can moderate it.
Right. Well, maybe if he wants to do that. I mean, Booker is only throwing us one token debate in October, which I figured that's all he would do, which is why I wanted to, be on offense and deal with the town hall formats and circuits, and that would be much better for me anyway. But yeah, they just, no one really feels it's competitive out here, and that's indicative of that.
Yeah, and he's only debating you in October because he's waiting till after the mail-in ballots come out. He won't debate you before that. And I doubt Norcross will debate me at all. And because Norcross won't even have in-person town halls right now. He's doing call-in town halls, which he does not promote. And I follow him on everything. He doesn't promote them at all. And then after the town hall, he says, "Oh, it was a great call-in town hall, virtual town hall last night." And I looked for it. Even Jack, my campaign manager, he's like, "When did you announce it?" It's like the third one in a row that he did like this.
How are people going to vote for him?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. The Zoom stuff is okay, but I think it's better in person. But I think they're thinking about security a lot too. For whatever reason, the security aspect of having it. I have to think about it too everywhere we go. But so far we've been fortunate. Everything has been okay.
Yeah, well, last time I was at his town hall, there were sheriffs, there were police officers, there were metal detectors before he got in there. So he was pretty secure. I think he just doesn't want to do it now. I kind of got him a little bit at that last town hall. But he wouldn't take a question from me, but he took a question from my daughter, and he didn't know it was my daughter. And then he posted on social media, and I think it's down now. So I think he realized, oh, crap.
The hammer got me.
So you guys had a good show tonight, right?
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a fun show.
Outstanding. Always is on APN.
So. But
they got one more county fair to do, and there's some more stuff to do. I think later in the month. But we're getting all of our schedules put in place for the town halls, and we'll be together on the 13th for Camden County at the Palace Diner. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be live streaming.
Cool.
Well, I don't know if we're going to live stream. We're going to see what the capability is. I think we're most likely going to record it and just air it the next day, in case there's any interruptions with the Wi-Fi. We never know when we go mobile.
True.
And
it's true.
And our producer, he's coming straight from work, so that probably most likely going to be recorded, but we'll air it, right after or the next day. We'll air it a couple days, in a row. Fine with me, and we can do that, so everyone gets to see it. But Justin and I, we had him in the town hall. He's featured on the flyer. I'm not. I don't know why. No, it's his town hall. He just invited me.
Flyer?
Yeah, the printed one. No, I'm just joking.
No, I actually got a couple people putting things out there that I'm not aware of, so that's why I'm asking you which one. I gotta really put a crush on that. People are putting things out there that I have not okayed.
Oh wow!
So you never want to run down that road.
Yeah, you were. It was the picture was you were walking on the beach in a man bikini.
Oh yeah, the Speedo.
Yeah, that would be criminal. That would be so obscene.
Hair blowing in the breeze, sunset behind them. Yeah, it was very nice.
Donald said, Justin, all you and Damon need to do is to continue doing what you have been doing. Both of you will win. Don't change anything. That's my advice. So that was from Donald.
Well, I just hope enough people are tuned in, and engaged enough to, feel motivated to come out. All this has to manifest itself into voting. People have to come out. I mean, if we're looking at a low turnout, it's be another disappointment, but we need people to take some initiative, get engaged, hopefully become receptive to our message, and then it manifests itself with a high turnout. And we need these people in the voting booth. I mean, they can be angry at something, they can not like Cory Booker all they want, but until they're ready to go pull the lever for the Republican, it won't change. It won't matter.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right. All right, Justin.
So keep pushing. Keep pushing.
That's what I know. You're up and down the state like crazy. I don't know how you do it. Up in Sussex County, I know how far away it is. A long drive and 2 days in a row.
Yeah, it is. It's we go everywhere, and you have to. You can't be under a rock. We're trying to get enough money to get on TV, and you know what that's like. We need resources. Everyone does, but we're everywhere we can be. We're using social media. We've been on the radio a number of times, which is good, and been to a number of events. Just keep at it, folks. Never give up. Never quit. Never say die.
That's right. So, all right, Justin. Well, thanks for calling. We're going to wrap up the show. And I'll talk to you later on.
See you later, Justin.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, you got it, Justin. All right, bye.
Take care.
So, Justin Murphy. So, I came up because everyone always talks about his hair all the time. So I came up with, I'm like, well, listen, we're going to call your campaign Hair Force One.
See, I don't got any hair. So.
Yeah, mine's starting to.
You got more hair than I do, man.
Do it away a little bit.
I got like the old man thing going on here, like the half moon. I think next time I get my hair cut, I'm shaving it all off, I think.
Right.
There's not much left to cut.
Yeah, well, you always wear a hat anyway. So.
Well, not all the time. When I'm on the pole, I don't wear a hat.
It took me a second.
I'm all natural on the pole.
Well, if you're upside down, then it won't be hanging.
Ooh, that's a horrible. Oh, wow. Oh, man, that's horrible. I can just see that. Oh, no.
He said, "What's the ride Air Force One?" Donald.
That would be cool.
I said, "Justin with his hair, Air Force One, Air Force One."
But that would be cool too. Be on Air Force One.
Yeah, it will be. But yeah, I got one more video to play. It's just had nothing to do with this podcast whatsoever. I just thought it was something that we should talk about for a second before we close out. But before I do that, I just want to talk about the Mikey Sherrill, our governor, actually came out when Trump said there was illegal immigrants that are registered to vote in New Jersey and all that. And everyone said, no, there's not. No, there's not. No, there aren't. Well, you register to vote in motor vehicles here. And the state of New Jersey is a sanctuary state. And where do you get registered to vote? Motor vehicles. So go get your license, register to vote, even if you're illegal. So she said 6,600 were on the voter rolls. Yep. However, 75,000 illegals were contacted for jury duty. You don't get a jury duty request unless you're a registered voter.
Yep.
So it's all. It's like really. It was right after Trump came out and he talked about it, and then she's like, "Oh well, we just discovered it. 6,600 were registered." Okay, well, what's with the 75,000 that got jury duty sent to them? I mean, come on, you can't make it up. It's like,
can you imagine going to a jury trial and you look up, it's 12 people that aren't even from this country and can't speak the language?
Yeah,
it's like a nightmare. Like, I'm going to jail.
No speaking English.
No say.
Well, I don't know if they send the jury duty out in Spanish too, because English and Spanish. Who knows?
Yeah, that's another thing that burns my ass.
And it's not just Spanish. I'm not ripping.
No, you're right. It's like 45. It's every language known to man.
Yeah. So
they got the click language on that. That's on there too, so it's ridiculous.
But anyway, this last video I just wanted to show. This is all the buzz with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. She actually kind of made it exciting. Like she's the best player they've ever had, and she's really good. And then what's her name? Cunningham on her team. So they were beating up on Caitlin Clark big time.
Oh yeah.
It hurt her a bunch of times because they were just mad that she was that good, and she is really good. I mean, I wouldn't want to play against her. She would embarrass the hell out of me.
I'd take her.
Yeah. So, but Cunningham, she's been just dominating people, tossing them to the ground, like protecting her. And then these two girls went to a game. I forget what team it was offhand, but one of the owners of the team went and berated these two girls.
Oh yeah.
She wound up getting suspended, for a little bit. But I mean, she berated the heck out of them, calling them all kinds of names, screaming at them because they had like an XX and XY T-shirt on, like basically, men shouldn't play women's sports. No brainer.
But revolutionary.
I just wanted to play this video for fun to end the show, so we can roll it.
I love this song.
I love it. She was like the enforcer. They kept poking her out over and over again, doing it on purpose. So she just took them all out. Yeah, she's the cute. She was like, what's his name? Schultz from he was one of them from the Broad Street Bullies from Flyers.
Okay, yeah. I remember that vaguely.
Yeah,
not a big hockey fan. Never have been.
So, but no, I always have been. I've been watching the Wilds. I've been busy doing other things with you on podcasts and campaigning.
My daughter's a big fan. She likes the Flyers. That's her team. She loves them.
So, yeah, I won the Flyers Cup before. When I played hockey, when I was in high school.
Oh, cool.
And I didn't play for the Flyers, but saying it was called the Flyers Cup. So
that's cool though. We didn't have hockey here.
I never grew any taller, so it's just
Yeah, but you got a nice head of hair, so you're
So, all right, Seth. Well, it was a good show tonight, man. It was. That is my fundraiser right there. That's tomorrow, the Mount Royal Inn, and so it's $75 per person. But until there, it says if you bring someone new or someone blue, it's $25 extra. So if you bring someone new that hasn't been to one of my fundraisers before, it's only $25 extra. So that'd be $50 each for dinner. Or bring someone blue, which you know what that means, someone that's willing to listen to the opposite side and fed up what's going on in New Jersey and actually wants to hear some common sense at this fundraiser. If they're willing to do it, then only $25 for them. So,
I'll come up next time I come up. It'll be after you win the election.
And we have guest speaker Matt Rooney from Save New Jersey. He's going to be coming to speak. So thank you, Matt, for coming out. Matt's involved with the New Jersey Globe. He has a radio show on 1210. And also he's one of the founders, I believe. I think him and maybe Crispy too. Founded Save New Jersey. It's a big thing here in New Jersey. Big Republican movement. And thank you, Matt, for coming. And then we have Tim Fazenbaker. Now, you want to talk about hair? Him and Justin should have a hair contest.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tim, he's running for council down in Maryland. His fundraiser is right up there. It's tomorrow, same time. well, almost the same time. It's 5:30, 7:30 minus 6 to 9. But yeah, listen, he probably about an hour. You'd probably make it to mine by 8:30 if you leave Tim's at 7:30. So
Yeah, I could.
From Maryland wants to come up. I'm sure, have at it.
Take me 15, 20 minutes.
Or if you want to go to Tim's, you're in New Jersey, just leave there by 6, and you probably get to mine by 7. It would still be going on. So you can attend both. So
there's no excuse.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a hair competition between.
Yeah, I would. I'd be hard to pick a winner. I'd be torn. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, all right, Seth. Well, the Hammer is signing off. So, have a good night. Good podcast, man. I had fun as always.
Always have fun. It's always good hanging out with you.
So, all right, buddy. Have a good one. Signing off.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up. Because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. But America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. The New Jersey State House Watch, hosted by Jack Brangan and Constance Detzel. APN's The Pulse is moderated by either Alexandra, Damon, Elena, or Seth. Also tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Join the revolution because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth. America's Pulse Network thanks you for watching tonight's episode of the Pulse Podcast. See you at the next packed episode that will take you from breaking news to informative topics. So please click on the subscribe button to get notified for upcoming episodes. If you liked what the Pulse covered, then share the Pulse Podcast with others. APN's The Pulse hosts look forward to seeing you on the next episode.